And here I am in Texas, exactly in Dallas, for the first official driving test, where Chevrolet has brought me from the Chevrolet Tahoe, 2025, and this is the RST. Look at that beautiful color the RST has, that sports package. What's different about 2025 compared to 2024? There are many things I'm going to discuss with you. That it is superior in the segment of large trucks, full-size sport utility vehicle trucks to the competition. A segment that is very interesting and a segment that is very coveted. I know you love seeing these videos and trucks on my channel, and that's what I'm bringing today. Dynamite, welcome. About the exterior, what are the important things to know? Or the changes that this mid-cycle update of the shortcut has had? Well, the RST is a different grille. What does the RST have in common with the Z71? Well, the Z71, from a rational perspective, you might think there's not much difference, as one focuses on all-terrain and off-road capabilities. But what they do have in common is that both the RST, within Chevrolet's language, the RST and the Z71, are considered for an audience that more or less seeks the same thing. Of the same taste that are expressive trucks, that they like to see them in it, which is that, let's say, like that urban tone. They're looking for categorized items within that same level. The front grille has been modified. We have different layouts. This RST is different from all others. You see it completely black, and the logo here, you won't see it in gold or any other color, but a black logo that complements that expression. With this red color, it really is a killer combination. Tell me how much you like this combination of red with black. Front camera, good functionality in this RST to power that motorization. I'm going to tell you what's under the hood. The height itself, in relation to what a Z71 is not the same. This one is lower. It doesn't have, let's say, that approach or attack angle that the Z71 has, whose purpose is precisely that, the off-road. Let's take a look at the front headlight. Why do I have the key? Because when the vehicle's locked, there's like a kind of animation. When you lock it, the daytime running light has like a movement, but when you unlock it, something happens there. I hope I don't know if with the sun you might be able to see it, but this goes up like an S or a Z. The other way around, a nice animation, and that's when you approach to unlock it. Does that happen? The headlight is a different composition. A composition that was updated for the 2025 in the Chevrolet Tahoe, and also like in the Suburban. Here you have a bit more functionality. This functionality is not present in some of the versions, but here in the RCT, you do have it. Continuing on the side, this is an updated design for the wheels. These are 20-inch rims. They have the calipers in red color, because the theme itself of the RST is to give it that accent, that personalization or sporty characterization. Continuing here, we see the mirrors in that color of the body. Nice, with the base in black and its peripheral camera, the cut in high relief. Here I like how it contrasts in itself. Although there is no change in what is the part of the step, it remains the same step of the generation or the previous model. And the silhouette itself, well, it doesn't change. We have a polarization of the glass, which also looks very nice, contrasting with the red that I like a lot. We're going to lift the lid on this shortcut to see what it has hidden here under the engine cover. And there are two levels of engines that you can have in a shortcut. The standard RST comes with the 5.3-liter 5.8, okay? How many horsepower does it produce? Good question. You will have 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. That's important. And it's coupled to a 10-speed automatic transmission. The optional engine for the RST shortcut is a 6.2 liters, the Ecotec 3 V8 that is standard in the high country. But it comes available for the RST, 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, also coupled to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And something nice is, let's say, the filter box, as you can see there, the red filter. How it stands out in an engine that has, let's say, a pretty nice presentation, the classic V8 that we love. And if you want to hear how that engine sounds, here I show you, listen. Now, thanks to that induction system that we see there and also to the exhaust, the power of the RST increases to 433 horsepower and 467 pound-feet of torque, an increase of 13 horsepower. Other special things about this RST model that are important to mention is that it has springs. That is, a suspension with police specifications, readjusted shock absorbers, and chassis calibrations with police specifications. Also, the ride height is lower by 0.4 inches in the front and 0.8 inches in the back. The front and rear brakes are Brembo. The front brake rotors are almost 25% larger in diameter than the normal Shortcut. The tires are the Firestone Firehawk Pursuit, which differ from the regular Tahoe's tires. And in city driving in a 2025 Chevy Tahoe RST. And this is a set from Dallas, Texas. Everything around here looks very Texan. We were passing a cobblestone area. Can you feel it? It communicates, let's say, to the suspension. But anyway, we maintain a good level of comfort here in the cabin. With the high level of motorization on this Shortcut. Well, the truth is that I feel very good. I have not had any problem to overtake vehicles. The route itself that they have given us has not considered off-road spaces. We went a little off the path. Hasn't that been the purpose? Or hasn't the route been drawn like that? More than anything, they have given us highways, street, road. Let's say a normal daily driving. And for that daily driving, of course, and in this RCT, it feels nice to be able to do this, step on the accelerator, and enter in a way, let's say, with a lot of agility. We love to, let's say, push it in these places, of course. We've reached a slightly more residential area. Out of respect for the speed limit, we slow down. But really, it feels very good. Although no official fuel consumption numbers have been provided, based on the motorization, it doesn't change significantly in terms of economy. What did change was the Duramax Turbo. It says it has 10% more power, but the 5.8 engines of the Tahoe itself do not change. In fuel consumption, I believe they are the same, 17 miles per gallon, which is 7 kilometers per liter, if I remember correctly. It's the consumption you can expect. And off we go. The suspension on the Tahoe RST. You can have the MagneRide. Also, the standard would be the Smooth Ride suspension, but the MagneRide, the pneumatic at all 4 corners. That one? You can get that suspension when you buy this version, the RST. Let's speed up a bit over here. Do you see how that V8 responds? It responds with a lot of ease, a lot of simplicity, and it has that typical and very pleasant sound that we love. We have a bump, and we see how the air suspension overcomes it with great ease, transmitting little to the cabin itself, and the cabin is very quiet. I love the cabin of this Shortcut because you can hold a conversation calmly. I have a microphone to talk to you through the camera, but I could be without a microphone. That the audio would be impeccable. Because the acoustics of the cabin are very good, let's take a look at the interior, at the cabin. But before, if you are liking the video and its development, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to Las Vegas. I'll be back in Texas soon for a vehicle, a very important one from Kia, which is in popular demand and one of the cheapest. Stay tuned for exclusive events, test drives, and first official looks at many vehicles. So subscribe to Freedy Car Power 360's channel and welcome to this community. Shall we go? The cabin has undergone several special changes and renovations. And the first thing that catches your eye, the first thing that greets you here is this infotainment screen and a new dashboard. The infotainment screen, as with the Suburban and the Chevrolet Tahoe, is larger in size than most of the competition. They displayed that it surpassed the Expedition, Sequoia, and all others in the segment in terms of size. And it is. Let's start the vehicle. So you can see there the whole presentation, which is in harmony with what the design language is of the Chevrolet line. Both for the Traverse, the Equinox, the Blazer, you will find this digital presentation of the screen with orientation towards the driver, tilt towards the driver. This extension is also new. You have digital controls at the top, you have your Google apps, the map, voice activation, the Play Store, you can listen to podcasts. You also have your camera, which looks great with the different angles and the air conditioning controls, climate controls. You have them physically here with buttons and keys, but you also have a virtual digital presentation here on the screen. So whatever you prefer, physical button or digital button, how do you prefer it? Do you prefer to do all this, operate these mechanisms from the digital screen, or do you like to do it physically? There, the old-fashioned way? Are you on the button team or the digital touch tap team? Dashboard there, we see it with a presentation that we have already seen in other Chevrolet products, fully digital with its speedometer. And you can there exchange some of those presentations and figures of the information that this dashboard gives you. Obviously, it's four-wheel drive with its controls. Here, this does not change in itself. All the controls you have here for the lights are exactly the same, just like the door panels, in that it does not change absolutely anything. Your wireless phone charging is right here. The console. Motorized. There is the motorized console, like the products from Tahoe already have. Which vehicle, which full-size truck copied this? Tell me in the comments if you know which one it is. And here you have more space, compartment. The direction doesn't change absolutely anything. In this RST, which is a model that I love, there is obviously one of the important points is the steering column. And now as the transmission lever, the transmission selector, have they taken it instead of, if you remember, we had buttons over here on the console. Now we have the transmission lever integrated into the steering. Significant change planned for 2025, a unique feature of the RST model, not found in other versions, of which there are several. The LS, the LT Premier High Country, is the seats, let's say the shape of the seats. You have perforated leather and the stitching in color. They called this Victory Red Victoria, this combination that also goes along with what is all the visual vibe. The red color design of the body, well, the red could not be missing here inside. It's very sporty colors. You also have it here in the stitching of the steering. They are tones from the RST package. The second row of seats remains unchanged for the 2025 model and in this mid-cycle update. Simply, well, I'm giving you the reference that you are very comfortable. Captain-style seats in this Chevy Tahoe, with a good space here for the aisle. You have your air conditioning controls here, with a regular plug like you have in the Suburban, also USB-CE to USB-S here, and, well, your access to cup holders in this part. Here you are not going to find a sunroof or sliding panoramic roof. In this version, the air conditioning vents extend to the third row. And speaking of the third row, taking advantage of the aisle you have here and the versatility, let's do this. I'm moving to the third row so you can get a reference of how it feels here. In terms of comfort in the third row of the Chevy Tahoe RST, with connectivity, also cup holders, and the seat is comfortable enough for you to take a long road trip. With the whole family and everyone, it's going to feel really cool here. In the back, we'll have updated headlights. They're pretty nice, as I've also mentioned in the Suburban videos. The rear light composition is very nice, using LED technology just like the front lights, which is excellent. Here we have the bar, this one that crosses in black. The high relief cut, do you also have the RST here? Prominent? I like it a lot. Quadruple exhaust pipe and your towing capacity, which if I remember correctly, are 8,300 pounds of towing capacity. Let's go to... See here the interior and the cargo area. The Suburban and Tahoe have significant differences, for obvious reasons. Is that with the third row of seats raised like this? Well, the space is reduced a bit more. However, the Suburban has a very wide cargo area. Even with the third row, these seats themselves from the third row. Well, I show you here that what you have a little more, there are 8 instruments, an additional space, and here we can go down the third row to increase that cargo space. Now, yes, ready? There you can see the configuration, and you have a regular plug that can be used to connect. I don't know. Whatever comes to your mind. Here you can also lift it automatically. This is important. And from here you can also control the second row seats so that they are folded down. These are the streets of Dallas, Texas, and we see that aspect, that characterization like the West, right? It's the land of the Cowboys and the Dallas Mavericks. It's very nice. All this around here. Very Western, very country, and very delicious. It's a driving position. Also, here's a part of the cobblestone area, which of course is going to communicate a lot to the cabin because that's how the road is. But the driving position of the RST, I find quite comfortable. That's very good. It also has a chassis adjustment to make it slightly lower. That's why they've said that the RST is good for police chases, because it has a slightly modified aerodynamics. And if you're wondering how much it costs, The Chevrolet Tahoe with the RST package, it starts at $69,500. So if you have them saved up, you can make a good investment with the Tahoe RST. If you plan to purchase from a dealer, I suggest not revealing your desired monthly payment. This is just one recommendation from my digital book. Shut your mouth at the dealer. Take a look in the description to see how you can acquire it. Shut your mouth at the dealer. And there it is, $69,500. What do you think then about the Chevy Tahoe RST 2025? Let me know there in the comments. Rate it. What feature did you like best? And how much do you like this RST? If you enjoyed this video, you'll love these two hand-picked videos I have for you. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Sending you a strong and sincere hug.